Greetings, denizens of the tri-state area. Jacob Weil here.
And Blue Dragon 5.
And Dragon, I know what we're going to do today. We're going to activate the Recap-inator and discuss my favorite cartoon, Phineas and Ferb. That's right, in honor of the 15th anniversary and in preparation for the upcoming revival. I'm guiding Blue Dragon 5 here through the series, experiencing his reactions, watching it for the first time, and reliving my summer memories throughout the years. Today's episode is This Is Your Backstory. So, Dragon, it's a clip show focusing on basically all the backstories of Doof. What are your thoughts on this one?
I thought this was a fun premise for a clip show.
It is a fun premise, of course. Doof's backstories are always hilariously tragic.
And again, wonderful way to save money.
It is a way to save money, and it's not as like boring or egregious as far as most clip shows go. At least I don't think so. What do you think?
No. I guess I'm saying it was a clever way of doing the clip show, but it versus like the usual, like, oh man, we really ran out of money. We really ran out of resources. We're stuck doing a clip show on an animated show. I mean, usually they do that when they're hyping up a big event in live action, and here it's like, well, we don't have options.
Yep.
This indeed felt like a way to, they could. I think it's a little bit of both. I think they probably did like, well, towards the end of the season, we may have kind of shot our wad on Meepless in Seattle, and we gotta have to, we gotta tighten the purse strings a little bit.
Yep. Because this episode had two clip shows.
Yes.
One for Phineas's birthday, and obviously this one.
Yep, at least this one was something to write home about.
So you didn't really care for the birthday episode?
No, I'm just saying this one had a more unique identity.
Instead of just being a birthday episode?
I guess, yeah.
Alright. And it had an interesting...
I don't know, this one had a lot going for it. I love the parody we do in this episode. It just works.
Which parody are you specifically?
This is your life.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, that.
Yeah.
And it has an interesting twist, too.
Yep.
Like the reason why Doof's doing a clip show in the first place.
That's what I'm saying. There was a logic to it. We actually called out the clip show and made it plot relevant. So rarely do we do that.
Yep. Apologies for the cough, folks. I'm recovering from bronchitis.
Yep.
And I forgot to mention this last week. I hope everyone's Thanksgiving went well if you guys celebrated it. I forgot to mention that last week because last week was actually closer to Thanksgiving.
And hopefully you didn't eat with relatives you didn't like.
No. But it did happen, though. Somehow my family ended up with 6 pies.
6 pies?
Yes.
Did you end up throwing them at each other?
No, but we just ended up with there's a lot. We could say that was Dragon.
You can never have enough pie. Endless pie.
Endless pie. Exactly. Endless pie.
Yep.
Sorry about that.
All right. Anywho. So we start the episode off. The boys are playing ping pong. Like again, so serendipitous. We shortly came off of for Thanksgiving. We talked about Forrest Gump.
Yep.
So they're playing ping pong like Forrest Gump pretty much here. Like they're going at it. They're not letting up.
Yep, and they're pretty good at it too.
Yep, and Ferb's stealing your act.
Yep, doing the flawless celebrity impersonations.
Yep.
Although it's like, I wonder how good his Gromit impression is compared to mine.
Well, he did eventually talk, so not great.
Yeah, true.
Yep.
And recently, I rewatched some of the old Wallace and Gromit shorts. And
Yeah.
and sometimes Gromit actually does make noise. Like he does growl a couple times.
Mm.
And he actually chews on cereal, which is kind of hard to do considering he doesn't have a mouth.
All right, well, Ferb's better than you then.
All right then. All I was trying to say is I was rewatching the old shorts.
Yeah.
Because they're on Amazon Prime.
Mm-hmm.
So, unfortunately, Curse of the Were-Rabbit isn't though.
Yeah.
It is on Netflix though.
Yep.
So.
Well, of course, if it's still on Netflix, but it is on Netflix.
Well, it's gonna leave in beginning of January.
Called it.
So watch it while you still can.
Which makes no sense given the new movie is going to be on, so you'd think they'd want to have, hey, you can do a back-to-back of the Wallace and Gromit stuff.
I think they have it on there for hype.
Yeah, still, it's kind of dumb.
I don't know, it might be a DreamWorks thing, I don't know.
Who knows?
But yeah, but either way, yeah, they're doing ping pong, and they're doing pretty good at it, and Candace is like waiting for them to do something bust-worthy.
Yep.
And she's the one who wonders where Perry is. But where is Perry, Dragon?
I'm so glad you asked. Major Monogram sends Perry to check on Doofenshmirtz because of chairs.
Yes.
Nothing much beyond that, just chairs. He's bought an abundance of chairs, and last Monogram checked, and apparently Monogram's he's very aware of this. Doofenshmirtz only has one tushy.
No friends.
One tushy, no friends. At least last he checked, because apparently he's been eyeballing Doofenshmirtz's his back door, and he's noticed unless he's genetically mutated himself to have several tushies.
Yep. Monogram kind of like, this is starting to sound weird.
Yeah, you could have 17 fannies. You don't know.
Which stuff that actually sounds very different in British English.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean?
Yeah, I know it now. Yeah, I know what you mean. Why do you make it all dirty, Jacob?
Hey, you're the one who said it, not me.
Come on, Fanny in the other sense. Come on.
I know. Claude's like Monogram sounds like a stalker.
Pretty much.
And thank you, Cookie S, for hoping I feel better. I'm on the recovery, so that's a plus.
Well, if we've replaced him with Tiki next week, it didn't go well.
I hope that doesn't happen.
I hope that doesn't happen either.
We're gonna ruin the groove we've got going here.
Exactly.
You ruined my groove.
So throw off the groove. I can't do this with a dead Jacob. I can't do that. Can you imagine how boring that'll be? That'll be you doing your Gromit impression till the end of time.
I'd rather not do that.
No.
I'd rather wait until at least another 40 to 50 years. I said I'd rather wait at least 40 to 50 years before I do my eternal Gromit impression.
God.
Yeah, it's a long time, Dragon.
Yeah.
But enough about my mortality here.
Yeah, way to bum everyone out, Jacob.
Hey, you're the one talking about having replaced me with Tiki if I die.
Hey, I don't want to do that. Okay, I'm just saying if you're.
I'm just saying I just hope it doesn't come to that either. But
I hope it doesn't come to that.
All right, so yeah, so Perry arrives, and it turns out they're movie seats that Doof bought.
I love this so much. I love the fact that he's turned the inside of his apartment into this, the inside of his lab into the
basically a studio audience.
I love it. It's great. I just love the fact when Perry shows up and there's the excitement, like, oh, you gotta wait for this, you're gonna love this, and then the lights come on. He just gets pulled from the audience. It's just so funny.
And it's Norm. It's like, welcome to This Is Your Backstory, Heinz Doofenshmirtz.
Yep.
And so basically begins basically the recap of Doof's life.
Kind of done in the parody of This Is Your Life.
Yep. It's his own personal Recap-inator.
So I was thinking of I won't lie to you, I was thinking of that Fairly Odd Parents episode during this one.
Which one?
You know, the episode where we have Cosmo's backstory, and everyone's going to vote on like whether he should stay a fairy godparent or not.
Oh yeah, I remember. I think I remember that one.
We had the parody of Billy Crystal with God, I'm trying to think. It was
Billy Crystal Ball.
okay. I forgot they literally kept the first name. So Billy Crystal Ball, yeah.
Wasn't that it?
Well, I know it was Crystal Ball. I just didn't know if it was like I guess it's either Billy Crystal Ball or Billy Crystal Bowl.
I think it's just I think that's it.
Anyway.
Crystal Ball. But yeah,
Anyway.
that was yeah.
So yeah, the
So yeah, we begin the journey through Doof's life.
So this is like the worst thing that Doofenshmirtz ever could have done. This is the worst like torture and death trap that Doofenshmirtz could do to Perry the Platypus. He's making him sit through endless backstory.
Exactly. And we start with the fact that that neither of his parents showed up to his birth.
Yep. So again, this is just torturous for Perry's having to listen to all the backstory again, and all in succession to each other.
But seriously, you still have to wonder how that's even remotely possible.
Well, simple. It's like a drive-by, Jacob. So yeah, you've seen a drive-by birth in your life, haven't you?
I can't say that I have.
You know, you have the mother and the father, and they're walking down the hallway, and it's like, oh, there's the kicking, and it's it's like you stop into like the delivery room, miracles happen, and then you book it. You know, it's like nothing happened. She'll walk it right off. You know, she'll walk with a slight limp for the rest of her life, but she'll walk it off.
Oh God. That's just sick and wrong.
Yep, and that's the miracle of birth, Jacob. Just like that's how Heinz Doofenshmirtz was born. His parents didn't want anything to do with him until the Ocelots rejected him.
Like, well, remember, he did go back to them before the Ocelots.
Oh, right.
So yeah.
Because
anyway. Remember, he was guarding the gnome.
True.
And then he was guarding the gnome, and then got adopted by Ocelots.
Who treated him more like family.
Yes, he probably should have stuck with the Ocelots, to be honest.
Yep.
But yeah, it's like apparently
you know, it'd be hilarious.
What?
If Doofenshmirtz was kosher.
That would be funny.
Yep. Anyway.
So yeah. It's like, so yeah, we meet the doctor, Dr. Schlussel, who apparently still spanks him, even though he's an adult.
Yeah, this is funny too. It's this is your life. We bring back figures from the deep past for these characters.
Yep. Even like still breathing.
Well, that's his job. That's what he does well. You know, make sure the baby's breathing. You gotta hit him on the tushy.
Even if they're adults, I guess.
Well, you know, some old habits die hard.
Yep.
It's like, I'm sure that's how he greets everyone that he's birthed.
When he grabs him by the leg and
grabs him by the leg, just make sure. Yep, job still. Yep, it still took.
Yep, still breathing.
Yep, I'm a good doctor.
Cool. Well, he was there for Doof when no one else was.
That's true.
Even when his own parents didn't show up for his birth, he was there. He was there. And of course, the next was like, "Heinz, my little Hobengusher. It's Doof's mother. She shows
does
up.
the same thing.
Yep.
Mostly because she doesn't like him, though.
Yep. That's the way you normally say it. Oh yeah. Cloris Leachman, I think, voiced her.
Ah.
Let me double check. Yep. Cloris Leachman.
Hide the bottles of glue.
Frau Blucher. It's like, even though Blucher doesn't mean it, even though that has nothing to do with glue and what it actually means, just they're freaked out by her name.
Don't be that guy, Jacob. Don't break down the semantics of Blucher. Come on.
Like, come on. Mel Brooks himself has debunked that.
Still, though, I mean, come on.
I'm not. If you want to be that, if you're looking for that guy, go blame Mel Brooks. He's still alive.
Well, don't jinx it.
I'm not trying to jinx it, Dragon. I mean, I don't want to. I'm glad. I'm glad.
All right. Anyway.
We should stop talking about people's life here. Funnily enough.
Yes. Yeah. All right, so Claude brought up that Norm has a great voice, hosts the game show. That is right. Yes, he does. He's the host of the show. The John Viner voicing Norm as always, and he's a perfect kind of old school, kind of like almost 50s kind of show host voice.
Yeah, I mean, remember where he did start out as this like 50s, 60s like infotainment kind of voice.
Yep, he was the orange juice guy.
Yep, and in the show itself, it was like the enemy of the platypus is man. Remember?
Yep, oh, I remember.
and of course, we should invite our wives next time. I don't know if that was like the original plan to have him still doing that, but at least they kept his cadence.
Yeah.
But apparently, while his relationship with his mother left something to be desired, his dad, probably even worse.
Yep, his father made him. Guard the house because all the lawn gnomes were repossessed.
Yep, instead of unfortunately they couldn't possess the gnomes, so he made his son do it instead. Look at the Nick.
At least he had Kenny.
His neighbor Kenny. And the moon.
Mm-hmm.
If you notice, they also reused a lot of dialogue, too.
Really? I didn't notice.
I mean, they reused, the same takes and everything, which you probably also noticed.
Yep. Again, on a budget, we couldn't bring them back in.
Yep. I mean...
Just imagine Dan and Swampy, we can't spend any more money this season. Okay, we're out. Wait, did you go out for lunch? Yeah. No, Swampy. No, we can't go out for lunch. We're on a budget. Look at this. Because of that, we had to get rid of the chorus girls. We have one showgirl this episode. We have one showcase girl.
Yep. One background dancer.
Yes, all because Swampy couldn't put on the company card.
Yep. So Doof talks about the time he was made to do a high dive, and he couldn't.
Are you a man or a schnitzel?
I'm a man.
He's a schnitzel.
And then he became distant after that. And apparently his father also comes, and he's like, I apologize if I'm mispronouncing the German there. And Doofenshmirtz is still bold, is still shocked by it. So, Dragon, who is the next guest?
Well, let's see. I think it's... Oh, yes, it's Roger, little Roger Doofenshmirtz.
Yep, the beloved mayor of Danville.
Here's something interesting, okay? Roger just shows up, gets cheers and applause and everything. This is the fact that... Okay, so dude, Roger sees the clip show too.
Yep.
Okay, he sees the clip show. By the way, I love that we mentioned that the little clip show mechanism, the helmet.
Yeah.
Potentially lethal.
Yep.
So one could say headcanon wise, Doofenshmirtz does not wake up.
Is it that time, Dragon? Or is it not time yet?
I don't know. You wanna throw one out?
I mean, I don't personally have one for this moment, but if you have one,
I might as well.
All right, it's
Gritty Reboot time.
You heard the kids, Dragon.
What?
You hear the kids?
No.
There you go.
And now the circle is complete. Okay.
I mean, I swore I played it the first time because I heard it twice.
Well, we're going to need to go to the clip show on that one.
Yes.
Anyway. All right. So we cautioned at the start of the episode that this helmet is potentially lethal. So Doofenshmirtz puts it on, and potentially like an alternative path of Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. You know, if he doesn't wake up, he could be in serious trouble. So I'm thinking Doofenshmirtz, for the rest of the series, it's all played out of we're stuck in his mind, imagining the rest of the show.
It's like one of those coma theories things.
Exactly.
Interesting.
And there's like deleted scenes of Vanessa like visiting her poor father and just shaving him and stuff and just making sure he's just lamenting over her comatose father and remembering the good times herself. But of course, when she does, like, oh no, I've used the memory-inator.
Excuse me.
I've used the backstory-inator. No. And the cycle goes on, and it's just taking Doofenshmirtz after Doofenshmirtz.
Oh, tragic.
Yep.
Now that's a tragic front story.
Yep.
Remember, he did once say that.
He did.
Anyway. So yeah. So coma Doof. Anything else for that one?
No, I think we're good, at least for the time being.
All right, so talking about so Roger gets all the applause and everything, making even Norman doing like the studio audience cheer and even making Perry whistle and all that.
So it does occur to me that Roger, he sees the clip show and no remorse whatsoever for his role in things, not at all. Like no remorse. Oh, Hines, I had no idea.
Nope. The only thing he ever really showed remorse over was ruining Doof's painting, which, funnily enough, was not brought up in this episode.
Yep.
It would have been very good. It would have been very good backstory fuel, or as you see later on. But unfortunately, it was never brought up.
He literally claimed their own mother. It's like, what's Roger? Roger.
I mean, claiming the teddy bear is bad enough. That it's like Doof gave it to his Hines gave it to his mother, who gave it to Roger, who claimed it as his own. Then he also claimed his mother.
And just the fact that his poor brother, just because he wasn't born a girl, is the fact his older brother had to dress like a girl for like a whole year. Again, no sympathy at all for his princess. Roger might actually be evil.
Yep, he might be. Yep. In a more realistic kind of way, I guess.
Yep.
Not like the over-the-top cartoonishly way that Dr. Doofenshmirtz is, but Roger, who knows?
Yep, who knows?
Yep, so...
Have we ever seen an evil Roger?
No. Not like in the way of like Doofenshmirtz.
Like a multiverse or a mind thing or anything. We don't never see an evil Roger?
No.
Huh.
I mean, we've seen him do some questionable things, but never outright evil Roger.
Because he's been evil the whole time.
Yeah, sure, why not? I mean, he's the mayor.
That's evil enough for me.
Yep. Remember, he's the guy who foisted mayoral responsibilities onto a teenager, then an old coot because he was going to go play golf with his brother.
Yep.
So there's that. So yeah, then.
Right, so we started about the nomometer.
Yep, and the nomometer, as it turns out, is basically how much juice the backstories are giving. And once it reaches over the top, something interesting will happen.
Vanna the presenter.
Yes. Obviously lovingly named after Vanna White.
Yep, I do. I do love. I love Norm saying, "Don't break the rhythm, sir."
This is like after his like awkward transitions.
Yep.
and and the next thing is winning the mother's love through kickball.
Which didn't go well.
Nope.
All right, so
Even in the modern day.
all right, so we see each Doofenshmirtz. We got Mom, we got Dad, we got Roger, we got Vanessa, Charlene, even Mama Ocelot.
Yep. All the doofs.
Now, here's something we should. Okay, so I knew I jumped the gun with the gritty reboot, but here's the thing: it's a gritty reboot that's provided for us.
All right. Should I put up the sign?
It might as well. So, Dan and Swampy killed Balloony.
Yep.
Very, very horribly.
3 weeks ago too.
So that's the thing. Just one, the fact that Norm would replicate the death of Balloony in front of Doofenshmirtz, saying, "Oh, look, there's Balloony," and he pops. Then revealing, no, that's not the real Balloony. The real Balloony died 3 weeks ago.
Balloony!
It's so cruel and unusual to make him endure that. And oh god, it's like just Dan and Swampy. I can't believe it. They killed Balloony.
Yep.
Those fiends.
Yeah, that's a shame. And after this is a heartwarming reunion in Meepless in Seattle too.
Yeah.
Also, I kind of want to talk about a bit of a retcon.
Yeah.
This episode. You remember the we were talking about his birthday, celebrating his birthday, and it was like they gave him the cake. Where he gave him the cake, the guy.
Yeah.
It's like in the actual episode, like in this episode, it's like 10 seconds later they confiscated the cake. Because apparently there's a 2-person minimum. But in the actual episode where that clip's taken from, remember, he actually was able to take it home with him, but was attacked by bats.
Right.
And not to inspire that episode's scheme. Remember?
No, I forgot what the scheme was, but I remember the bats.
It was I would believe it was the raging bully episode.
Oh.
Where it was like planning like making a huge cake.
Right.
And then Perry called the bats to eat it.
There you go.
So it's a bit of a retcon or an error, if you want to, whichever one you want to call it.
All right.
I just wanted to
make that. Jacob, you shouldn't be telling me that. You know who you should be telling?
These two guys.
You know, Dan, Swampy.
How could you? How could you forget such an important backstory? I mean, come on, it's literally the one right after where neither of his parents showed up to his birth. It's from the same episode. I mean, come on, it's such a hilariously funny backstory. How could you leave out that one detail or alter that one detail? I mean, seriously. All right, I'm good.
But you know what? That doesn't bring him up again real quick.
All right.
Dan, Swampy, you've made a sick boy cry. Okay, look at him. He doesn't have much to live for. He may not have much longer to live. We don't know. And he's giving his all, recapping all these episodes, and you can't even correctly recap your own show. Shame. Shame. See, now he's going to cry himself to sleep at night while coughing up a lung.
All right, then.
And it's sickening.
Yep.
It's sickening him.
So.
All right.
The funny thing is, Dan himself recently revealed a story about cake on his shorts. I don't know if you've seen it.
No, what was the cake story, Jacob?
Well, I'll try and keep it brief, but apparently, like the last Friday of every month, apparently, well, Disney television animations has this big cake day or whatever, and apparently, since Dan's not technically an employee of Disney, apparently he's incorporated with them or something like that. I'm not entirely sure of the details. Since he's officially not an employee, he's not eligible to get cake, or to get like the anniversary stuff from it.
Jacob, is this your way of telling us you want cake on the show?
No, I'm straight up telling a funny story from.
Okay.
I mean, I recommend you actually watching it because Dan tells it better than he did. But it was like 5 years. It's like 5 years in, and like his 5-year anniversary was actually going to be on that cake day. And what happened is during that they were like gathered all the people around. And it's like they're talking like making announcements there's talks about like whether or not you're actually an employee here, like if you're incorporated or not. But I think this person really deserves it. This person's been coming in, working so hard and giving us one of the best things Disney's ever seen, and all that. And I was like, "Oh, they're actually gonna do it for me." And then he called up Maxwell Adams for his work on fish hooks. Dan never got his cake.
Oh, that's the saddest thing I've ever heard. You know what, Jacob? You should take back the hurtful things you just said to them because that man never got a cake.
Yep. You could he didn't really say it, but you could tell he was a bit salty about it.
I mean, Jacob, how could you be so mean to Pavamar? He never got his cake after all the hard work he put in, and you just sat there and called him out over a little honest mistake.
Dragon, aren't you the one who brought up the fact that I was sick?
Hmm?
You were like you made a sick boy cry.
Well, that's true. And you were wrong for crying.
Oh, sure. It's my fault.
Exactly, Jacob.
All right. But seriously, find Dan's YouTube channel or TikTok and you talk about it's called The Cake Story. If I find that and watch, he tells it a lot better than I just did. But he refers to Maxwell Adams as Adam Burton, which is actually Maxwell Adams' real name. I don't know if you guys knew that. Dragon?
Yes.
Did you know that?
I knew his name wasn't Maxwell Adams. I know it really was, though.
It's Adam Burton.
Well, now I know.
But yeah, he didn't actually mention the funny thing is Dan doesn't actually call him Maxwell Adams. I just did that for the sake of the story, so I didn't have to stop it. But yep. And he's basically yep. And so yeah, that's the cake story. Dan never got his cake. Just like Doof.
Yep.
See? It all comes around.
Yep, we're seeing that Heinz Doofenshmirtz was Dan Pavenmeyer all along.
Yep.
It's Pavenmeyer in a lab coat.
If you've seen some of his videos, he actually dresses up in a lab coat.
There you go.
Dan does like some of the Doof stuff on his channel. So there's that. So it's a lot of fun. And of course, we got a reference to Big Black Boots Boris the Bully. And
He sent a lot of sand.
Yep, he owns a car dealership, but couldn't make it to the show. But he sent sand instead. And remember, the one place that he never kicked sand was at the beach. It's just like rubbing it in at that point, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So the next thing that gets brought up is the science fair. And the very first inator which lost to a baking soda volcano. So, Dragon, if you built this amazing machine, what would your reaction be if it lost to a volcano?
I wouldn't be happy.
Now imagine this. You enter a poetry contest. Your poetry sucks, but it's still, and even then, it still loses to a baking soda volcano. Now, how would you feel then?
Still not great.
I mean, your poetry stinks, but you still lose it. But even then, but apparently the baking soda volcano did have poetry. Its poetry lacks subtext entirely. So apparently it did have some poetry that we don't know about. But Perry begins to suspect something. What exactly is the plan? He uncovers the truth behind the backstory-inator.
Yes, basically, which is designed to make Doofenshmirtz powerfully evil. Basically, it's going to collect all the bad all the bad backstory that would drive a person evil, and then it'll all flow back to him and basically tenfold and make him instantly evil.
Which is a really interesting plan.
Yeah, it's a good idea. It's a nice reveal too. Just the fact that that's what the silly Gambit's been all of that, and you kind of know it because of the helmet. But initially, you think the helmet's just leading to the computer.
Yep. But nope. If you look carefully, the tube's not leading to it.
Exactly. Norm dressed up for a reason, kids. This is a good plan.
Yeah, instead of his regular necktie, it's a bow tie.
Yeah.
Would you consider neckties or bow ties to be fancier?
I don't know. Like to entertain, you need a bow tie.
All right, but if it's formal necktie.
Honestly, I mean, I guess traditionally, yeah.
I mean, I've seen people get married with wearing bow ties. So
That's what I'm saying. Like to entertain, I guess in a festive kind of thing, you want to wear a bow tie.
I mean, some people just like to wear them, just as they're by themselves. I guess I don't know. As formal, I don't know. I've only worn neckties. But that ends part 1. But not before we meet Mama Ocelot, who Doof still claims is more nurturing than his own mother.
Well, that's beyond question.
Yes, if you noticed, she actually fed Doof.
Mm-hmm.
We never actually see Mama Doof doing that. I mean, it can probably be implied, but she's probably a more loving, nurturing mother than his own mom. And did you know? I love the one time that Doof was happy. It was the 5 seconds he was playing on the rug. That brief moment of happiness.
Yep.
So yeah, the boys. They're still playing ping pong. Candace is just waiting, and that's it. Nothing to see there, right, Dragon?
Nope. Not yet.
Not yet. I'm sure there's another gritty reboot going to come for the end of that one. I mean, I can think of one. But anyway. So, the gnome is teetering at the end of the gnomometer. One more evil backstory should do it. But what happens next, Dragon?
Vanessa saves the day.
Aw. It's hey, Dad, can I have keys to your car? Oh, sure. And it starts good memories flowing.
Yep, I love the way you use the Vanessa song, Not So Bad a Dad.
Yep.
And it's delightful, it's cute, he thinks about so many nice things with his daughter. He's a good dad.
Yep, he's a bad guy, but he's a good dad.
Yep, and I love. She's we say, well, have fun with your little toys. It's so delightful that Vanessa Doofenshmirtz. Heinz did good. He's done a lot of evil, but he did one really good thing.
Raising a good daughter.
Yeah,
he raised his daughter well.
Yep.
Even talk about the zapping goes away. Hey, how about driving a real bike? She's 16.
Just like in real life, we've had really evil people, be good parents.
Yes.
Yep.
I mean, they might not like everyone else, but they love their children.
Yeah.
She thinks I'm cool. Aww. But basically, the memories were so good, it almost made it go all the way back down to 0.
Yeah, they got their work cut out for them. Thankfully, they have Doofenshmirtz's love life.
But it can be said that good memories are more powerful than negative memories.
Oh, true, but they're not going to turn you into a big goblin guy.
I know, but maybe who knows? What would happen if you took a bunch of the good memories and you got injected with them all at once?
They might have been really successful. Might have been Roger.
Well, that's actually probably a good theory then.
Wasn't Jacob? If he becomes Roger, the show's over.
Yeah, I know. Actually, the next thing that happens is he's sent
a superstar.
Well, first he's sent to America first.
Yes, I think this might be new animation. Is that true? Or is this all clips?
It actually is. This is like the only bit of new backstory that they actually animated for this episode.
Yep, and the animators are going, "Aww." And he's like dancing, always poking up with sticks. Come on, guys, you gotta animate. But it's a clip show. Guys. It's the last episode of the season. You gotta animate something. All right. What is it? What are we animating? It's how we came to America. All right. Do we have to be ambitious? Yeah, vaguely, like maybe. All right, just phone it in. Oh, okay.
Yep. So he's sent to the store.
Yep.
Which I love is called the store. SCHTOR.
Mm-hmm.
And get Doofenshmirtz, whatever that is.
Yeah, right next to the Schuler house.
Yes. And so apparently, it was actually the store he was sent to was actually a ship. And he was sent, but he embraced being sent. It's like, I was on my way to the land of opportunity, a golden land of opportunity, a land of pioneering spirit which welcomed misfits like me. I ended up in America instead. A little bit of a jab there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I knew that I was home. Yeah, great lands. I was like, and that was familiar. And of course, we have the return of the I am a superstar. So yeah, and apparently there's a remix of it.
Yeah.
And it's got 10 billion views. And there's only 7 billion people on the planet.
They watched it a lot.
Yes. That's a lot of views. That's probably I don't know what the most viewed video on YouTube is right now. But it's definitely not that. Let me see. Most viewed video on YouTube. It's the baby shark dance. 14.77 billion views. So yeah, there's that. Apparently Dude's video got beaten by the baby shark. Imagine that. I'm sorry to even bring it up. And now I've just put that song in so many people's heads.
You monster.
Yes, I'm sorry.
You're a sick man, Jacob.
Yes, I know. I'm sorry for what I've done. So yeah. And it even brings up the fact that he managed to date LaDonna temporarily. And also how she inspired him to take over the tri-state area.
Yep, and sired 2 children with him.
No, she didn't.
I know.
It turns out that his next order of business was bratwurst.
Doofenshmirtz quality bratwurst.
I still love that jingle.
And so Charlene brings the alimony check and just this like vaguely questions the game show. Said, "Is this what you use the alimony check for?" Well, that and groceries. Which is such a, that to me was one of the best lines of the episode there. Yeah, and groceries.
Yep, I mean, I wonder what his grocery bill is like. Is that does it like 90%, like 95% innators, 5% groceries?
Well, we've seen sometimes his innators involve food, and he's bought copious amounts of food.
Like an entire deli's worth of food to get soup.
Yep.
It probably would have been cheaper just to buy the soup.
Well, yeah. He's not a smart man, Jacob.
Yeah, he's smart in some areas, but he's like a very smart idiot.
Yep.
If that makes sense.
Smart with a wrench, not with a dollar.
No. And his love, and we get all of the failures of his love life. Even with the date from Shea Platypus, which is still sad.
Yep.
He didn't deserve that. Remember, that is still technically Perry's fault.
Yes.
I mean, Doof invented the satellite, but Perry could have just waited some time before destroying it.
He could have.
Yeah.
Perry's ruined a lot of his dates too. Like just like the platypus just hanging around and just like stealing all the attention. It's just like
He's the real Mr. Steal Your Girl.
Yep. God.
Then better beware if your lady sees a little blue platypus nearby.
Teal platypus, Jacob.
Yeah, teal platypus. If your girl sees if your significant other sees a little teal platypus nearby, just give up at that point. You don't even have a chance. All he has to do is just make that one little noise, and their hearts are warm.
Yep.
Remember, even in the song, remember?
Oh yeah, I remember.
The ladies swoon whenever they hear him say.
To be fair, D Bradley Baker can walk into any bar in the country, and they can make that happen.
He probably can.
Yep.
For all that we joke about what he does.
Oh yeah.
He probably could do that. But I think he's married and has kids, so he probably would.
As I'm saying, how do you think he got married and had kids?
That's probably a good point.
Yep.
Use his voices.
It's like, oh yeah, so you're a voice actor. Yes, I am. So what have you been in? Well, I've been in Clone Wars and Avatar: Last Airbender. But you know what? What? I'm also this guy. Makes the noise and the ladies swoon and they say, "I want to have your babies, D." But also I want to marry you and have insire children, build a life together. You know what? I think we can make that happen. And he did. Like yay for D. Bradley Baker.
In all honesty, though, I think his kids were born before this show was made.
Don't ruin this for me, Jacob.
I'm not. I'm just trying to make that. I'm just trying to make it clear for people who watch us for information.
I don't think they're watching us for information, Jacob.
I know, but I'm just saying, in case somebody wants to know, just in case somebody goes out think, huh. I'm just trying to kill. I don't know.
I think you're delirious from the sickness.
Yeah, I'm still kind of tired from it.
Yep.
Anyway.
All right, so let's see. So Charlene, I love that she's like very nonchalant. Oh, nice tux, Norm. Just so she knows about Norm and everything, but
Yeah, I'm sure. Yet she still doesn't suspect that Doof is evil.
Nope. Does she ever find out?
No.
All right.
She never finds out.
Well, again, it's kind of says something. She loves evil. Really, she used to love evil.
Well, she didn't know he was evil then either.
Well, still.
Yep. So, yeah. Next
all right,
up.
So now, go on.
The explosion montage.
Yep, the failed innators. Which, tell me it didn't remind you of the Easter egg on the Incredibles DVD.
I don't remember that one.
All right, the no sequence left unexploded. It's like it's a little Android Easter egg. If you click on it, it plays like this montage of explosions and buttons being pushed throughout the whole movie. It's like a supercut of like explosions and button pushes.
I don't remember that. I didn't find that Easter egg.
Oh yeah, it's great, and they play it like the operatic music.
What's it called?
Well, I don't know if it's called no sequence left unexploded. But it's like type in I don't know like Incredibles explosions and buttons montage or explosives and buttons, or just Incredibles buttons maybe that might do it.
Explosive buttons. I'm not seeing anything.
Well, again, I can't really it's.
I still have the DVD somewhere, but
Well, it's there.
I don't know where it is though.
You don't know where it is?
Well, it might be in a box at my family's house.
Oh. Well, I'll see if I can find it, but not right now.
Yeah. I don't know if I don't. Too bad it's not on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Anyway, so because that would be cool to watch that on Disney Plus, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah.
All they have are the deleted scenes. They don't even have the making of it with the use the whole buffalo.
They've used every part of the buffalo.
Yeah. They don't even have that. You could say when they uploaded the Incredibles to Disney Plus, they didn't use every part of the buffalo.
No.
Did they, Dragon?
No, they didn't.
Exactly. So yeah. So unfortunately, the explosion montage did not lead to the gnome going over. But so Perry takes this opportunity to swing back into action. But that proves to be a bad idea. Right, Dragon?
Yep.
Because that provided another tragic backstory for him.
Yes, it did.
And he uses it to actually... And Doof actually succeeds in turning into a giant monster.
Very, very troll-like.
Yep. With big pointy ears and all that. Big, deep gravelly voice.
It feels like they may have reused the Doofenshmirtz design here, but I'm having trouble placing the episode. I think it was that Mr. Hyde episode, Doofenshmirtz.
No, he was just more big and muscular there. It was just slightly different.
I'm not saying they model it a little differently, but it feels like we basically took that design and maybe, like they changed the lighting or something.
I think it is a very different design.
Okay.
I mean, don't get me wrong, that's still a great episode. But Perry remembers what happened earlier and apparently shows him pictures of Doof that he has in his wallet.
Yep.
Which is just adorable.
It is. I mean, one, the fact that Perry carries a little wallet around with him, but secondly, the fact that he keeps pictures of all the good times at Heinz.
Yep. Causing good memories to flow. And of course, a reprise of my nemesis. And all the good times that they've had throughout the show. Including the one that we just saw recently where Duke turned himself into a platypus.
Yep. And the kind of our plain strange Nomosville episode.
Yep. Doofy, Doofenshmirtz. And of course the exercise when they were exercising together.
Mm-hmm.
Aw. It's just a bunch of heartwarming moments all at once.
Oh,
Just makes you go, aw. It's like, you think I'm evil, right, Perry the Platypus? It's like, just a little bit. It's like, thank you, Perry the Platypus. Thank you. Aw. And Perry saved him by saved the tri-state area by having Doofenshmirtz relive memories of their good days together.
Yep.
And apparently And apparently, Vanna's gonna send a bill for the shoes, and her boyfriend's a lawyer.
Yep. The boyfriend's Bob Odenkirk.
Oh God. Then you know he's in trouble. Then.
Oh yeah.
All right, Norm. Let's get this place cleaned up. There's backstory all over the place.
God.
That sounds dirty, though.
Oh, now, I didn't even think
What,
about
what I mean,
that.
I mean, it sounds gross.
Yeah, now it sounds good.
And that would be the end of the episode. But
it's not called Doof and Perry. No, this show's called Phineas and Ferb. We got to return to the namesake.
oh yeah, Candace finally leaves, saying, "Fine, you bored me into submission." And as it turns out, Dragon did. What were the boys doing this whole time? They weren't just playing ping pong.
They're trying to basically through hitting a ping pong back and forth. The amount of times that they did, they were hoping to build up enough kinetic energy to open up a vortex.
A quantum vortex.
Which it did, and everything got sucked in, and gritty reboot time.
Leaving only a blank white screen.
Yep. So the whole show is ended. Just Candace is just left there for all of time. While Pocket Dimension, the boys just kind of go on and start everything over with like a kind of an alternate universe version of Candace.
Yep.
But the original one's just left to go insane till the end of time.
Yep.
It's like that scene in Dragon Ball Z where they lock themselves in the hyperbolic time chamber, but Piccolo destroys the door, so they're stuck there forever without candy. And until Candace realizes she can scream loud enough to bore a hole in the fabric of the universe to get out, she's stuck there.
Oh no.
Yep. No candy. Ah!
Is that really what happens in Z? I don't remember.
Yeah, that's what happens in Z. I don't know if it's from the manga, but it's what happens in the anime.
Like the candy?
Oh yeah, he freaks out over the no candy.
I didn't remember the candy part.
Yeah.
All right.
Remember, his whole shtick is he eats candy and sweets and everything.
All right, that's fair.
Yeah, that he turns people into candy and eats them. I mean, food items too. I'm saying specifically candy. Like he turned Deborah into a cookie, turned Chi-Chi into an egg. It wasn't candy, but still, not all. It doesn't always have to be.
Piccolo did this?
No, Boo. Majin,
Boo.
like soup, like Boo.
Oh, Boo, right. Sorry.
Piccolo destroyed the door though, to trap him in there, like to save the day. It's like like Gotank's. The gag was this is where it's completely go off the reservation, kids. So basically, Gotank's.
I didn't make it that. Oh yeah, I did make it that far. Never mind.
Yeah, so Gotank's essentially says, "Oh no, that's I threw all I could at him. I don't know what to do now." Basically, he's like kind of like a fake modesty sort of thing. Oh no, we're in over our head. And Piccolo, like he basically broke glass in case of emergency. He destroyed the entrance, and all this for Gotank. He's like, we were milking the dramatic tension. What? Well, now we're all stuck here for the end of time.
Well,
but Boo did not take well to that. He screamed a hole into the fabric of the universe. Basically broke himself out of a hyperbolic time chamber.
Damn.
It just still amuses me to know that the voice of Boo, that specific version of Boo, is the voice of Yusuke Urameshi from Yu Yu Hakusho.
And that voice is
Justin Cook.
Huh. Nice.
Oh yeah. So anytime Yusuke's had a temper tantrum, if it were about candy, you'd be hearing Boo.
Interesting. I've only seen like the Kai versions of that, so I didn't remember the candy thing.
Yeah. I wonder if they trimmed out as much of the candy stuff as they could, because they can't get rid of all of it. But then again, I never thought of it. But a lot of him turned people into candy is like him wreaking mayhem on the world. So I mean, it's possible they could have cut that. I never thought they would, but it's possible.
I mean, I don't know. It's been a long time since I've seen Kai.
By the way, now that we're at the end, I will shout out this. So if everyone wants to find that explosions and buttons, montage. It's called The Incredibles Easter Egg Buttons and Doors. It's called Buttons and Doors. It also has explosions, but starts off with buttons and doors. That's where I was mistaken. I forgot the doors.
Incredible Easter eggs.
Jacob, I'll save you the trouble.
Yep. All right. But that was a lot. But yeah, so this is the end of season 3. So, Dragon, what are your thoughts on their 3rd season?
It's over!
Yes, it's over.
Yeah, but it was a pretty fun ride.
Yep, it was. And we have one more we have one more season to go in the original run.
Yep, and it's a race. We're in the race for it now, kids.
We have about 30 weeks. a little over 30 weeks to beat Dan and Swampy to season 5.
Did they announce the date?
No.
Okay.
And I doubt we're gonna make it, but
no, heavens no.
But we'll keep going in the meantime.
Yep.
We'll go concurrently, and then we'll probably still be doing recap, but we'll still try and catch up to Recap-inator in the meantime.
Yep.
And we'll do we plan to do season 5 too, right, Dragon?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So here's to that. So here's to season 3, and here's to hoping season 4 goes well. So thank you. Thank you for joining us, Kogias, Little Blue, and Claude. And be sure to join us for the next episode, and which, as I mentioned, is the first episode of season 4, where we get a little fly on the wall action and an episode for you car lovers out there. Good night, everybody.